Hi everyone, so today's lesson is going to be 12.5 on classifying quadrilaterals. So when you first make a copy of this lesson, up here it's going to say copy of lesson, change that to your name, and then also down here you can change your name to say your name and not mine, and then make sure to share it with your teachers. So to start off as a do now, we are going to be answering these two questions, so take about 5 minutes to answer the questions. And the first question is, what figures do you remember learning about? So to answer this question, you're just going to click here, highlight it, and then type. And then the second question is, what do squares, rectangles, rhombuses, and trapezoids have in common? So the same thing to answer, you're just going to click, highlight, and then type your answer. So take about 5 minutes to answer those, and then once you're done, you can continue on with the lesson. So to start off, we're going to be reviewing quadrilaterals. So in general, what we've been learning about quadrilaterals is they have how many sides and how many angles. So if you're looking at these are all examples of quadrilaterals. They're all very different. So if we count up the sides, let's see how many they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to double click, type 4, and then how many angles. So same thing, we're just going to count up the angles. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 angles. So you're just going to double click and type it in. So now we're looking at trapezoids. Trapezoids have at least blank pair of opposite sides that are parallel, and the lengths of the sides could be the same. So let's try to find the parallel lines in trapezoids and see how many pairs they have. So looking here, we see that they have, this is a pair. Now we have to ask ourselves, what is parallel lines? So are these parallel? Do you think that they're parallel? What about these? So we can conclude that trapezoids have at least one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. Now we're moving on to rectangles. So rectangles have blank pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So let's see, how many pairs of parallel sides do we have? We have one going horizontally and one going vertically. So that is, rectangles have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Now the next one says blank pairs of sides that are of equal length. Let's see, how many pairs of sides that are equal length? So this is a pair, and this is a pair. So there are 2 pairs of sides that are of equal length. Finally, it says how many right angles are in rectangles. So we have to remember what is a right angle, and then we have to look for them in rectangles. So looking at this rectangle, there's 2 here. Or how many right angles do we see? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 right angles. So that's quadrilaterals in general, trapezoids, and rectangles. So now a few more quadrilaterals. We have square and a rhombus. So looking at the picture of a square, how many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? So let's look. We have 1 pair, 2 pairs. So we can answer this by saying 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So let's see, how many sides are of equal length? So same as before, let's see. In a square, what do we know? What do we know about the sides? Let's try to remember back. Well, in a square, we know that all the sides are equal. So we can say that 4 sides are of equal length, meaning that every side in a square is the same size. Now, how many right angles are there? Well, same as the rectangle, let's just count them up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 right angles. The last quadrilateral that we're going to talk about is a rhombus. So let's click here to answer these questions. So blank pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So let's see, how many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? Well, we have 1, 2. So it's 2. And blank sides that are of equal length. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you notice, what is the same in this picture and this picture? Well, a square can also be a rhombus, right? Well, let's see. Why can a square also be a rhombus? Why can a square also be named a rectangle or a rhombus? And explain. So you're going to click to type your answer, highlight that, and then type in your answer there. So now you can come back to slides 3 and 4 if you need help in the following slides. So now on slide 5, we have look at the quadrilateral on the right. So we're talking about this shape right here. Using the highlight tool, outline each pair of opposite sides with a different color. How many opposite sides appear to be parallel? So I made it easier so we can just click. We're going to be dragging. So for example, we're going to be dragging this yellow one here, and then there's another yellow one, and then there's 2 pink ones. So you're going to be highlighting the different sides, and then you're going to be typing in how many opposite sides appear to be parallel. Number 2, it says look at the parallel sides you highlighted. So the yellow and the pink. The sides in each pair are of blank length. So looking at each pair separately, how would you describe the lengths? And then number 3 is name the quadrilateral in as many ways as you can. So we're looking at this, it's a rectangle. So let's just try to describe it in as many ways as we can. On slide 6, we have circle all the words that describe the quadrilateral. So just like the past lessons, you're just going to click this oval, drag it over, and then circle as many words as you think fit that one shape. And then on this last slide, you have used the quadrilaterals to complete these questions. So A, B, C, D, and E are all quadrilaterals, but we're going to be answering the questions using their letters. So to answer this one, if you think, let's just say you think the answer is going to be A and E, then you would do that, and then you would just answer each question using the correct letters of the quadrilaterals. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.